A very good evening to all of you. It is never easy being the last speaker, especially if you don't have the stature of Mat Sabu or Anwar Ibrahim. But today I was put last because I have something to tell you, which I think you will stay until the end to hear the latest development of the case. Will you stay? Yes. Okay. Now I'd like first and foremost for you to give yourselves a round of applause. Because Swaram is not alone in this. This is not our campaign. And as Nalini said in her opening speech, this is the campaign of each and every one of us gathered here. Why are we here? Because we want a clean government, right? Yes. Now each of you must surely represent at least 100 others who are not able to be here, who maybe could not buy tickets, or maybe who live a little far away from Petaling-Jaya. But rest assured, your presence here today will send shivers down the spine of those who are involved in corruption. And to all Malaysians, I think this is the moment that we have to congratulate ourselves, because we have come out, we are brave, we have come out to make a stand, when we were among the thousands of people at Bersih. We risked tear gas, we risked police brutality, we risk being chased away, all for free elections and a clean government. And this Ops-Kopin campaign must be seen within that broader context. We stand before an imminent general elections, friends. And we have that opportunity to put across on the ballot paper to decide what kind of government we want for the future. Do we want a government that continues to embezzle our monies? I can't hear you. Do we want a clean government? Yes. Now that's why we're here. And that's why Swaram deeply appreciates every single cent that has been contributed towards this fund, towards this campaign. Mainly because I think every one of you know that we are dealing with a court case which stretches 3,000 kilometers across the seas. A different country, different continent, different language, different legal system. And for those who have asked for a financial report on how the last monies were spent, because many of you were here last year, I'd like to tell you that the detailed financial report is on the Swaram website. Now we are not able to give you copies here, but the accountability, the transparency is of utmost importance to us. And we will continue to report to you how the monies have been spent. But just to give you an example, we pay about 3,000 euros just for a retainer's fee to our lovely lawyers. You heard one of them just now, William Bordon. And as YBC Barasa said, they have the stature of Karpal Singh or even bigger in their own countries. So we're dealing with very good but very expensive lawyers. So retainer fees alone come up to about 12,000 ringgit a month. And that does not include the court fees, the filing fees, the translation fees, the court interpreters, and so on and so forth. And I think the other challenge really is that we do not know how long it may take to bring the perpetrators to justice. We know the Pakistan case, for example, has stretched for more than a decade. But I believe that we Malaysians, we are ready to stand for the truth. And no matter how long it takes, we will be here to ensure that the truth is sought and that justice is delivered. Now I will try not to repeat the facts of the case in which YB Siva and the other speakers have spoken about. But many have termed this Kopin case a Malaysia Watergate scandal of sorts. Do you agree? Yes. Why? Because the monies that are involved have actually shocked all of us. It runs into millions and millions of ringgit, millions of euro. And much of it could actually have gone into a better education, a better health system for all of us in our country. What has happened to Barisan Nasional in the 55 years of power? They perhaps thought that they would never, ever be found out. Now this case is a 10-year-old case. Perhaps Najib and his men never imagined that a foreign country and a foreign court would actually investigate how Malaysian taxpayers' money have been embezzled. And for that, while we are embarrassed that our very own public institutions have done nothing to begin investigations or to place their hand on the truth, we are nonetheless grateful that at least a court somewhere else, 3,000 kilometers away, have actually begun investigations in determining who are the crooks, who are those who have bribed Malaysians of all that money. Now, we've heard a lot about the basis of Swaram's complaint, which was 115 million euro paid out to Perry Mecca. We've also heard about this new mysterious company, Terasasti, of which there was a Malaysian branch, and following that was a chapter that opened in Hong Kong. We also heard about the secret document, and I think all of you must be Malaysia Kini readers, because you know that nothing of this has come out in the mainstream press. Zero information in the mainstream press. 100% blackout. So we must thank this new age, this new time that we can actually depend on the alternative media. So we have heard many of these things, and I will not go into so much detail because it was already mentioned. But the other interesting thing, friends, is how the money trail, or the way in which France, in trying to circumvent and find another way to go around the OECD convention or the anti-bribery convention, had actually used several third countries. Now we read in Malaysia Kini and in other websites of this country in the Mediterranean called Malta that was linked to the payments and to the transfers of money. It was a private company. But that payment included the air tickets for Najib, Freudian slip. For Razak, there was this invoice for Razak and Altantuya, and it is further being investigated if it is Najib Razak or Abdul Razak Baginda that flew together with Altantuya. So they used a third country like Malta to pay out payments that could not be paid directly from France. Now, we also heard from our lawyers that other countries have also been involved. Small countries, unheard of countries. Have you heard of Luxembourg? Oh, you have? Okay, now that's the other country. Luxembourg is the other country that was used as a way to circumvent the OECD Convention. Now, I'm sure all of you have heard and probably been to Belgium, because Belgium is the other country. And Ireland, which is next to the United Kingdom, has also been pulled into the whole process of making payments through an indirect way to ensure that the sweeteners are received by both the Malaysian and the French companies. So what are we looking at? We're really looking at a global money trail. We're looking at investigations which involve very serious crimes like money laundering, corruption, and also the leaking of state secrets. To what extent would things go in order to ensure that the purchase of 2 submarines costing 7.3 billion ringgit would actually be delivered to Malaysia? So there was so much hanky-panky that was going on in that process. And so when Swaram, who has privileged access to the investigation papers, we're slowly uncovering bits and pieces of new scandal. And we urge all of you to stay with us, because while we try to find a way that the lawyers are looking at ways in which the courts, the investigators would share further information with the world, we hope that you would follow the different exposés and the different revelations that have been made. And I can only tell you that things are going to get even more dramatic, because the long arm of the law can actually be quite long. And it is quite silly of our defense minister to say that the French law cannot touch us. And it's quite silly of our deputy prime minister to say no comment, and for our prime minister to say, I wish not to answer, and close off a press conference very quickly after that. Now that's why at the back of the t-shirt we say, you can run, but you cannot hide. Now that will be the theme, the motto of the Oxcoping campaign. You can run, but you cannot hide. It's been 10 years, and we're pretty sure the perpetrators will be brought to justice. So in closing, there was this one thing that was kept to ensure. There was one thing that was kept, a small detail, but a very important detail that was kept to appreciate your support and to keep you plugged in, that you will continue not just to support Swaram, but to support the cause for corruption, the cause for truth, and the cause for justice. Now, what is this one small detail? Now, you heard this name mentioned by Y.B. Siva just now. One of the witnesses that have been proposed and accepted, his name is Mr. Jasbir Singh Charles. Who is he? He was the right-hand man of Abdul Razak Baginda, a very central figure. I haven't even said what I'm supposed to say and you all are clapping. You can clap again. Okay, he was a very central figure in the whole negotiations and procurement process. Now, Mr. Jasbir Singh will be the first person to be issued with a subpoena from the French courts to provide cooperation and to provide information on what transpired in the negotiation process. Now that is what you should be clapping about, because friends, Mr. Jasbir Singh has a lot of information to share. And the good news is, he has actually confirmed his cooperation before the court. dinner room, at this dining table, as we sit at this fundraising dinner. The Safina is on the way to Mr. Jasbir Singh's house. Now, I hope we got the right address. I think we got the right address. But the important point and the important question that many journalists always ask is, so how will the case proceed? When will the first witnesses be called? When will the case actually start? Now we know that the French judges have both investigative powers and powers to try witnesses. So there you have it. Your first witness is about to receive his first subpoena. And most importantly, he has agreed to cooperate. And the story will now come directly from the horse's mouth, from people who were directly involved in the procurement process. So may we all give ourselves a round of applause, because that means the case is surely moving forward very concretely. Now in closing, I'd just like to thank everyone again, and some people who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Just now it was already mentioned, the people in the green shirts, our MC who has done a great job and has taking zero money. It's a pro bono job on his part. We have a Malaysian who has worked nights on end translating some of the key elements of the documents to be double sure that Swaram does not make a mistake, that in every revelation Swaram is as accurate as it can possibly be. Now I am unable to mention his name, but he is here, and it's also because he has a very high-flying job. So we don't want his job to be jeopardized, but I'd like to say a personal thank you to him. More translations to come. And also to Media Rakyat. I don't know where Media Rakyat is. You know that is at the back. Who has done for free all the recordings for tonight. Who put some time in the small videos, and so on and so forth. So I really very, very much want to thank you on behalf of Swaram and the Swaram team. May the Swaram team just come forward. If you are somewhere in the hall, can you come forward, come up to the stage? I know people don't want to get stuck in parking, but I think this is very important because it's not about the expose, it's not about me, but it's a team effort. And I think we really want to appreciate everybody. So thank you very much. Thank you, Luna, for also painting for free. And until this morning, telling me he had no idea what to paint. And so I think many people have put in their time, their energy, their efforts, and they have taken no money out of trying to make this dinner a success. So once again, thank you. I don't know where the Swaram team is, but if you would please come up, that would be really nice. So thank you once again, and